Samus, that's the only name you'll hear. He is the man that walks beside you. He is the footsteps at your back, and he is one of the many terrifying Daemon princes of the Ruinstorm. What's up guys, welcome back to the 40k Cafe, and today we are going to be covering Samus. So major spoilers ahead. I'll say it one more time, spoilers ahead. If you read the Horus Heresy, our first introduction to Samus can be found as early as in the first novel, Horus Rising. Amidst the whisperheads of the planet 6319, we get to hear the inclusion of Samus and the influence of chaos for the first time. It comes in a very eerie, haunting aspect, more so acting as the rumors that one might hear about ghosts being around the forbidden temples. But it operates as a great introduction as to the influence that chaos can have in multiple different ways. It starts off, as I said, as a haunting presence, getting everybody's hair on the back of their neck to stand up and messing with communications and making people very skeptical of whatever's happening around them. He would eventually exploit the emotions of one of the Space Marines that were amongst the presence of the Whisperheads and possess them. Garviel Loken, along with a few of the other Space Marines, would eventually put him down, but that would not be the end of his story. He would eventually make another appearance at the Battle of Kauth, make another appearance at the early stage of the Siege of Terra, specifically during the Solar War, and then even appear before the conclusion of the Siege of Terra in front of Garviel Loken upon the Vengeful Spirit. And ironically, at this battle, Garviel Loken would actually destroy the physical form of Samus on the Vengeful Spirit. Now, why do I say this is ironic? Once again, this is your final warning for spoilers ahead. After the Emperor would slay Horus upon the Vengeful Spirit, a handful of bodies would remain behind. Loken would be one of these individuals that refused to leave his fallen Primarch's body alone and return to Terra. He remained alongside his former Mournival brother, Abaddon. Loken, in honor of the Brotherhood, all the bloodshed that has already been spilt, and just everything, begged Abaddon and the rest around him to surrender. He wanted to promise them amnesty for all the crimes that they had committed. And as the two brothers were talking, tragedy in the greatest form would strike. Erebus would emerge from the shadows behind Loken and stab him in the back. And this is the irony of Samus fighting Garviel Loken takes place. For you see, Erebus would explain to everybody reading the novel that demons in the warp are manifested through such treacherous moments such as this. And Loken's passing was the catalyst that would create the warp echo that would eventually spawn Samus, the greater demon. The very butterfly effect that would be the first thing that leads everyone down the Horus Heresy. Without Loken's life being the sacrifice at this very point and now, it is very well possible the War Master would have never have fallen. For although demons are eternal, Samus would have never been created, and they never would have met him at the Whisperheads. Many other tragedies probably still would have befallen many of the legions, who knows what other legionnaires may have fallen, but I truly do believe that at least the War Master never would have turned traitor if the events of the Whisperheads and Samus had never occurred. But that's purely speculations, theories, ifs, and might-haves. That being said, thanks as always guys for listening, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Drop a comment if there's anything you guys want to hear about next, and as always, remember to follow for more.